What's up, guys? Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. What's going on, everybody? It is a cold, cold day in Detroit today. Yeah, just got done snowing. Kind of some freezing rain kind of stuff. So, yeah. Welcome. If you're watching this live, hello, hello, hello. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the videos. Please also leave a little comment, even if it's just an emoji, because we need those YouTube algorithms to take Coaching for the Soul around the planet so that they can have more Coaching for the Soul. Yeah. So, welcome, everybody. We're going to talk about some astrology today, of course, and we're going to talk about some other stuff. I have no idea all of it, but, you know, had a really good Zoom meeting, our monthly Zoom meeting for my memberships last night. It was pretty freaking great. That's about an hour and a half. Yeah, memberships are still on sale through the end of the month. 5 different levels, and they're all on sale for 10% off, and you get 1 month free. So it's a pretty cool day. It's a pretty cool thing. And it's the first day of spring. So thank you very much. And it's cold in Michigan. Of course it is. So, yeah. And 30-minute readings are $85 through the end of the month. Okay? Not sure if I'm going to raise prices. I don't think I'm going to. But the thing is there to do something with the pricing. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But welcome, everybody. Think we're gonna wait just a minute or two, see who else pops on. Right now there's 9 people, which is awesome. Yeah, people add on quick, especially when they go, oh my gosh, Coaching for the Soul's on. And Bill's on. So yeah. So first day of spring, Neptune's getting ready to go into Aries on the 30th after the full new moon eclipse at the end of the month on the 29th. So yeah, lots of stuff, guys. Lots of stuff. Pack your meditations because you're going to need them for the rest of this year. So it's going to be a bumpy ride with Neptune in Aries. Okay. So, yeah. I think we're going to start because Spirit's ready. So, anyway, so we'll talk about that first. All right. Okay. So Neptune has 164-year rotation around the sun. Okay. It's been in Pisces for 14 years. And I thought that Pluto in Capricorn for 15 years was a lot. Neptune is the dreamer. It's about mysticism. It's about not being able to see what's in front of you, not getting too involved in stuff. All right, but it's always a but, right? When it's in Aries, it's now the spiritual warrior. Okay? I mean, the warrior. It hasn't been in Aries since in 1861, the beginning of the Civil War in America. So, again, Spirit has talked about this since 2018, 2019, gosh, even before that, like 2017, 2018, how things were going to erupt. Didn't happen the first time, but it's going to happen this time, okay? Simply because Neptune is in Aries, all right? Chimes. It is going to allow a lot of things to fall apart, all right? It is going to be in Aries on the 30th of this month. Then it goes back into Pisces in October. Then back into Aries in January. All right? So we've got that little window, October through January, that is more peaceful. It's not as intense as WTF. Okay? So it is, the Giants, they rang all day till now. And I want to be specific, so I'm trying to make sure that I can keep them at bay. We already know that certain leaders in the country have a God complex, all right? This is going to intensify when Neptune slides into Aries on the 30th. So between now and October, it's going to rise. I mean, it's going to absolutely, they're going to turn up the volume. They're going to destroy as much as they possibly can. And that's simply because Aries is the warrior, is basically the spiritual warrior. Why I say that is because fanaticism will rise as Trump starts, as the president starts to proclaim that he's sent by God. He's already said the same thing, okay? But he's feeling more God-like now in his soul, okay? Believing and going into the fanaticism and the narcissism of him believing that God sent him to destroy the country, all right? The country that has chastised him and rejected him in the entire world most of his life since he, let's say the 60s, okay? It's all coming to pass, Spirit says. It's all coming to pass. This is happening because it has to happen. But there's going to be absolute, and Spirit has said this before, the militias are going to gain strength. There's lots of militias in northern Michigan, okay? Always has been since I was a kid. And they're going to feel empowered, okay? That fanaticism of January 6th is going to happen times 10, all right? But the blessing is the spiritual side of Neptune is also the spiritual warrior, right? So what happens is next year, maybe this year, someone comes out of the left side and rises up like David and Goliath. Okay? Because like I've always said, the light always wins. The light always wins. But this is a huge energy turning point for us spiritually, all right? For us emotionally, for us physically possibly, because there will be demonstrations, okay? There will be anger. There will be just outright, we can't believe our eyes types of things. While the other side with the militias and all those people that were in jail, they were sentenced to jail and he let them all out. Hi, Carol. That's for a reason. That's for a reason. It is those people who will join the army against the country, okay? Against what we've known for 250 years. Not even. Let's say last 70 years, 80 years, all right? So is it going to freak us out? Yes. If you're not taking care of yourself, it will freak you out. It will freak you out. You will think that, oh my gosh, those poor people. Understand. Their soul journey says it's supposed to happen to them. Happen to us, right? We're here for the transformation and the rebuilding because that side can't last with Neptune in Aries, all right? We get that little break between October and January, which is probably going to allow us to get our faculties back. They're doing it so fast for a reason, and they're not listening to law and order. They're not listening to the judges. They're not listening to, right? So, again, it's happening like it's supposed to happen, all right? So understand that you have your place in that. You truly have your place in that. Lots of growth I'm telling you, so much spiritual growth will happen in the next 9 months. You're going to be very, very surprised where you end up. Okay? You're going to. It's going to happen. Right? Because, my ears are ringing. So, my gosh, my head is like octave 1000 right now with my humming because my vibration is so high. I know. Tell them it's the truth, Bill. Tell them it's the truth. Tell them it's the truth. They have to understand that they have to take care of themselves. Why? Because we need them. We need them. Not to physically fight. That's their job, right? There will not be a military coup. There will not be anything like that. That's not going to happen at all. So if anybody's saying that, which I've heard a couple times, that's out of the way. All right? It is all about us allowing them to take care of us. Allowing them to take care of us. Allowing them to take care of us. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people do not allow their spirit guides, their guardian angels, to take care of us. Everybody's ears are loud. Yep. Because you're hearing it in 5D, everybody. Yeah. And right now mine are like, yeah. And that only happens usually when I'm doing meditations. But it's with us today, probably for the future too. So understanding, and I'm going to tell you guys this again, having a social media that they can bring you videos, not just memes, videos, YouTube. Get a freaking YouTube feed. Get a YouTube feed. Please get a YouTube feed. Because as you're going through this rapid transformation, everybody, okay? Rapid transformation. You'll be very surprised how quickly you go. It's, let's say, April 1st, right? So we got April until October. We're going to grow like freaking baby chicks that fast, right? Everything is set. Why? Because that break spirit says from October to January is going to give us a chance to do what we need to do spiritually. Continuing to raise the vibration, all right? The white light. Somebody said in the membership Zoom meeting we have once a month with everybody, the collective is really strong in the group. After we were done for we've gone through maybe an hour. And after about an hour, we were still talking about different things. And vibration was really high. And I used this as an example, is the fact that when the collective comes online, absolutely, the light and the brightness and the energy and everything is so high, it's crazy. We're feeling it now on the video, right? So understand, everybody has their place in the collective. So why does my shit look like that? Don't think about what my place is. Don't think. Get yourself a YouTube feed, right? In the past 3 weeks, I've had more freaking amazing things happen on the YouTube feed on a Sunday. It blows my freaking mind, and I'll tell you guys about it maybe someday. Absolute transformational things. All of you are in the same place, everybody. Okay? Maybe a little bit higher, maybe a little bit lower, whatever. They keep playing with my nose. They've been playing with it all day. It's crazy. Understanding that your energy is the lead into the future. Your energy is the lead into the future. Your energy is the lead into the future as a collective. All right? It's kind of weird. We're going to see things. Okay. So we're going to see things that we've never believed would happen in America. All right? Some of them have already happened. We just don't know about them yet. okay? So understanding that the militias will do things that Spirit absolutely talked about 2017, 2018. There will be bombs in the country, okay? There will be, okay? Guaranteed. Some will have nuclear particles inside of them, especially in the big centers like Washington, D.C., New York City, L.A., possibly Chicago. Not here in Detroit, because it just won't happen here. They'll blame radical left or people or immigrants or whatever. It's actually them doing what they have to do, and it's already planned by the militias who are going to do all this damage to the country with small bombs. It won't be big, huge bomb stuff, okay? And again, Spirit wants me to clarify, the military will not be involved in this. The military will not be involved in this. They may be involved with protection, but they will not be as a sign of resistance of strength. Okay. Understanding some people will be hurt, right? It is not meant to hurt people. It is meant to frighten us. Terrorism, okay, from that side of the aisle. All right. Now, so we're going to talk about this again, and I don't feel really comfortable doing it, but they do it. Okay, I get it. Okay, so every attempt on his life was fake. Okay, fake, 100% fake. I know when it happened. They want me to talk about it now. Okay. The gunshot that they killed a kid, he was coerced into doing it because he was mentally ill. They knew there was going to be casualties, and they don't care about human life. So the guy behind him that got killed instantly is just a casualty of the movement, right? They always talk about that stuff. Understand that the guy who is sitting in the bushes at the golf course, when he wasn't supposed to play golf that day, they say, well, they were supposed to catch him. Okay? Again, back to the killing of the guy behind him. That was a packet of blood, right? It wasn't real blood. It was fake blood. Okay? No Secret Service person is going to allow the President of the United States to get up on his feet and yell, fight, fight, fight. Not going to happen. But all those Secret Service people are in love with him. He is their savior. He is their God. Okay? They buy in 100% to exactly what they are, to what they were, what he believes, right? So understanding that right there is a godlike complex, right? So again, always thinking. Always thinking. They're taking it straight out of the dictator handbook. Okay? And Viktor Orban used the same thing in Hungary. Fake, assassination attempts, things like that. All right? The golf course situation, because someone felt bad about the kid and the man behind him getting hurt, killed. Why there was, this guy had like a pistol or a long gun or whatever it was. And again, it was obviously not real, okay? Just because of the setup, right? So that is meant to give a godlike complex, which happens on that side, to him. Because he truly believes that. But he is an actor in a reality show, right? And it's all about what they can take. And that is Uranus and Aries, okay? For 14 years. Will it last that long? No. Will what we grew up with, everybody, probably not as old as I am, but maybe some, everything will shift. Everything will shift. But when that one person rises up out of the collective, all right, that person will be the one who fights the demons. Who fights the demons. Okay? And it will take us a while to embrace this person, all right? Because we are so gun shy, right? Just because of what we've seen and the shifts and the changes. Will it be better afterwards? Of course it will be. Of course it will be. That's why whenever I talk to a young person, do readings and things like that, I'm always like, oh my God, you're so blessed to be 30. So blessed to be 25. So blessed to be 35. You're so blessed to be 40, right? Because the life that they lead in the future is so different. There is no lack. There is no survival skills. There is no any of that. None of that at all. Because after the revolution, let's say, it's 5D. It's fifth dimension. See? Will it be brother against brother? It can happen, right? I mean, I'm blessed. My family all is on my side. But one, yeah, a nephew. And that's it. And again, that's interesting. He's entitled to do that. But his rhetoric doesn't work with the family. That's fine. Again, that's his journey, right? Right? So again, it is about us understanding what the significance is with Uranus going into Aries. Now, because Aries is the spiritual warrior, all right? It's ready to knuckle down and drag it out and fight it, right? There's 5 planets going to be in Aries by summertime, okay? Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, and hang on. Okay, it's also Neptune, but they went on a different line. All these 5 planets, all these 5 planets in Aries are going to be fighting it out, all right? Mercury, communication, forward, right? Venus, love and money, right? Jupiter, expansion, let's go, let's rock this baby, come on, let's make lots of money, come on, let's have a great life, it's very, very projective, right? Saturn is like, no, restricted, no, we're not doing that. Put your money in your pocket and just sit there and just sit. Don't do anything else, just sit in it, just sit in the pot, just sit in it. No, okay? Neptune, dreamy, but projective. And in Aries, because it's so intense, it just multiplies that by 10, right? Aries is the sign that will run down the street with a torch, proclaiming the world is shifting. That's kind of cool. He's showing me people running down the street of major cities with torches. Like torches like you'd find in Hawaii, right? And proclaiming that it's on. The transformation is really moving forward. The transformation is really intact with everybody who's a light worker. Starseed. You guys are all that. You're all that. All right? Will that actually happen? Probably not. But it might, right? But as a collective, Spirit shows me, is behind these people, right? And they're moving forward. There is nothing around us that is threatening, okay? There's nothing around us that we're running to, right? There's nothing around us that can hurt us. It is that we are, as a collective, we are moving forward with the torches. Not away from them, not towards them. There's a boundary. There's a boundary. So as we go forward, right, and we see all these things that we never thought we'd see in America, how the, let's just say, the education department's gone. That there's all kinds of different departments that are gone. There's all kinds of things that are gone, right? And they steal every single dollar they can. Every single dollar they can. And the Spirit has showed me how it ends is the military comes in and takes over and installs somebody else as they take all those people for treason to jail. To jail. It's going to hit that point, everybody. Okay? Do we know when? No. But we have to feel the energy of WTF and see things that we've never seen before in this lifetime for us to truly get involved in taking care of ourselves spiritually. This is going to absolutely ignite people that you never in your lifetime thought would connect to their spirit guides and guardian angels, to the divine, to God in a way that is not religious. You're going to be very, very surprised by the end of this year how many people are walking with you that you never thought would walk with you ever, because it's not my fight, it's not my thing. Well, there is no staying behind. James, if you stay behind, you ain't here. You're gone, going away, right? True. Very, very, very true. And we see that by the end of this year, maybe in the beginning of next year. But it will absolutely be, for us, life-changing. And for all of us that are in this energy, it's going to empower us. It's going to empower us. There's more of us than there is of them. And you've seen other countries go into revolt. Do we want our old life back? No. This lifetime? No. Do we want it to be better? Yeah. Will it be better? Of course it will. Their plan. Just like 12,000 years ago or more, when they took us off the planet in ancient societies. You know, there's no bones, there's no anything. We're just gone because they took us away. Didn't have 8 billion people on the planet, but yeah. See? So, Spirit always said in 2017, 2018, that the United States would lead the world into transformation. And it's looking like it's true. No one can believe that the United States is flipped that fast. But, soul journey, everybody. Soul journey. Soul journey. Okay? So, we'll take that up and put it away. Okay? I see why Spirit wanted to do it first. Because the next half hour is going to be pretty, I don't know. We're going to do something. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do something. Other than that. Because they would talk about that for the full hour. And I told them we're not doing that for the full hour. Not doing that. So, okay. Get rid of that energy. And okay, so we're going to do astrology, but it's not going to be that, all right? So Spirit wants everyone to understand that if you haven't gotten your birth chart, you got to get it, all right? You got to get your birth chart, pamgarga.com, all right? Because rising signs are going to, you're going to be able to use your rising sign to absolutely chart your future, okay? Because rising sign is your personality, it's your spirit, it's your soul, okay? Capricorn is you overall for me, right? I have the energy of the Capricorn, I have the thought process of a Capricorn, I am the model Capricorn. Anyone that's born the first week of every month is that true zodiac sign, all right? But your rising sign is complementary to your sun sign. And then your moon sign is your emotion. And I know people who have earth signs as emotional, as moon signs. I'm like, holy cow, that's gotta be a rough life. But a lot of people say to me, because I'm a Pisces moon, that it must be hard to be so emotional. And it is. Until you learn in your spirituality that the emotions can be positive, not negative. Okay? Because as we're brought up in 3D, everything goes to our heart. The way that we're talked to, the way that we're blown away, the way that we don't get what we want. I mean, all these things over 12,000 years or more has stunted us emotionally. Stunted us emotionally. Stunted us emotionally. I'll say that again, right? Because as you go up through your ascension, I was talking to somebody today about this. You hit the top of, okay, why am I doing all the effing work? Meaning them. Because there are people who are still wrapped up in their emotions and they're not able to stop self-sabotaging because of ego. They focus on one thing at a time. Can't be your job. Can't be your husband, your wife, your kids. You gotta have your spirituality there somewhere. And if you proclaim that you need to have the time to meditate every day, if you state that I need to have time, you'll get up in the morning. If that means getting up a half hour earlier, you will. Okay? Just don't do intense meditations for clearing and for healing before you go to bed. Okay? Simply because it can upset your algorithms. It can upset your brainwaves. Yeah. Because the last thing that you think about before you go to sleep is what you'll bring to bear the next day. It's not always good. And they want you to feel how you feel different after the meditation. Spirit always tells me. Okay? So, making yourself a priority. And Spirit has talked about this for years. Okay? That if you're a female, understand, you run the world. The bozo boys just keep effing it up. All right? Women run the family 99% of the time. All right? They're their mom, right? So understanding that if mom's not good, the family's not good. Family's good. Again, you can have a mom who is distant and who doesn't want a lot to do with you. Just got to be home by 6 o'clock at night when the streetlights for dinner, and then you go outside until the streetlights come on. Okay, off wandering, right? Now it's a little different than when I was growing up, but it's the same energy. All right. So understanding that if mom's good, everybody in the family is good to a point. Right? Chimes. Very, 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 very interesting. Simply because as we go into fifth dimension, moms and dads will be very similar. All right? Kind of like how men are when they're grandpas. Okay? The males will be much nicer. Not as much stuff. They want partners. They don't want wives or husbands. Okay? More of a partnership. Talking to the children face to face, trying not to yell and scream and holler out of frustration, or spanking your children. Never hit your children in the face or whatever. Right? Just don't. Again, because that soul can be 3 times older than your soul. And trust me, children today are not the children when I was young at all. Not at all. I mean, I saw it just because I had a voice in my head, right? And I knew, not knowing, that I knew all these things that I didn't know. I thought everybody had that, right? Well, now every child does have what I have. They do. They're all starseeds. And a child born after the year 2000 comes in with this much baggage. Children born after 2012, no baggage from past lives. Kids born after 2020 are the starship to the divine. They are absolute rainbow children, starseeds, absolutely these children who absolutely know everything. And if they're not in a nurturing home, guess what? They keep it all inside, like I did. Yeah. See? So that's a future on that side. So as we go through our transformation, as we go through all these levels of letting it go, because you have to. You forgive your parents, you forgive your grandma, your grandpa, whoever didn't treat you the way you wanted to be treated. Oh, hang on. If they didn't treat you the way that you needed to be treated, not wanted, needed to be treated because they didn't know, guess what? Forgive them. Forgive the bullies. Forgive the aunt, the uncle, for everything. Feel it from here, okay? Because that sets you free from one part of your emotional self. Can you have understandings with people? Yes. Do you need to have understandings with people? No. Not at all. Don't have to. Again, who's the most important person in your life? You. You. No one else. Then children, then spouses, or I should say partners. But you're the most important person in your life. And you have to believe that. You have to believe that. I've learned a lot in the past 6 months. I'm going to talk about it now, I guess, because that's what they just brought up. I have gone through such transformation in the past 6 months with healing from Lee, right, after 8 years. Going through trials and tribulations with other relationships. And healing parts of myself that I never, ever thought I would heal. Never. Never. And again, it's the divine, it's our spirit guides, our guardian angels, who, and our soul journey, damn thing, we all signed it, right? Without, as a human, knowing what it was until now. Healing it and understanding by it being gone and healed. Not because I asked for it, because I asked for it a lot, right? But it wasn't time. It wasn't time for that to happen. I remember many, many times saying in the shower, Spirit, why is he still here? I don't understand, why is he still here? It's punishing. I don't get it. How come? Well, books never told him to leave. Because, chimes, because of not feeling good enough about myself. My self-worth, right? I need somebody, no, you don't. Don't need anybody. You have to be good with yourself before you can attract the person that you want. On both sides, even if you know the person, which I do. He has to go through his stuff, I have to go through my stuff. So then we meet in the middle when the time is right. See? Understanding that people's self-worth is hiding. It's hiding. You think it's, oh, it hasn't been brought up. So you think about yourself, what you deserve. And I was talking to a friend this morning. We were talking about that exact thing. See? Is that, and I'll tell you this in context. In the last 4 weeks, I've had 3 different people talk about my worth. 2 of them are in my memberships. At the end of our conversation, Bill, you got to really look at your worth. I want you to really understand that that your self-worth is everything. Don't compromise. And I knew what that was about. And my friend Lori Lipton, we were chatting back and forth, texting, and I answered some questions for her. And I said, so what about me? What about, give me a little stuff, give me a little stuff back. And she did. And her big thing was, but Bill, you have to really work on your self-worth. I'm like, what the fuck is that about? I'm good. I thought. Until I Googled self-worth. And I'm like, okay, not having self-worth, all these 5 things, I'm all 5 of them. Giving up your power. Taking care of people because they like you. Trying to get them to like you. Friends, people, partners, right? I've done it my entire lifetime. I've dedicated that part of my life for other people, not myself. Never taking the accolades of my life for the past, gosh, almost 45 years, 47 years, of all the thank yous and all of the things that people gave me because I helped them out, either in the retail stores or with what I'm doing now. I mean, every single job that I had, I was the top of the game. Every single job, because that's just who I am. Helping people makes me happy. My job was my fun. I don't really have fun. It disappoints me because it's not, right? But I understand now why I didn't when they put me on the pedestal. I got the message, they put you up there, Bill, so you can knock you down. Don't let them put you up there. You can take all the gifts that they want to give you, all of the praise, all the everything else. Bill, don't let them put you on that pedestal, because people will hate you. What's the biggest thing in people's lives that when they haven't worked on their self-worth, that they're not going to like me? Again, skinny little gay boy from Jackson, Michigan in the 60s and 70s was not a real pleasure. I just got through it, right? Yeah. But that carries with us into our adulthood. Like I said to somebody the other day, I said, you know what's funny about death is that all that person's knowledge just disappears. Now, why did I have that thought? I don't know. I know I'm going to write the book, but it's interesting. Why did I have that? Came out of nowhere. I mean, nowhere. It's about us understanding how people feel about us in a positive way. When people say thank you to me, I understand. And I truly feel, after we're done with a reading, done with a session, whatever you want to call it, with my friends, let's say, because I don't look at anybody as clients, because we know each other pretty intimately sometimes, that I take that as thank you. I take that to my heart, right? When it came to my job in retail footwear for 35 years, the person I was dealing with, awesome, fantastic. But upper level people, no. Bill, if we could bottle you, we'd be billionaires. Well, there's only one of me. I never took that stuff on, but I should have appreciated it, and I didn't. Poor self-worth, right? The whole gay thing in the 60s and 70s, right? The bullying, the family I grew up in, everything. But I chose it for a reason. And I understand that, and I always have. But as we go through this transformational time, right? You all are going to feel, oh, hang on, because I'm going to shut the TV off. I forgot to shut it off. We're all gonna go through this inventory, let's say, right? That we have to do checkoff lists. So check, check, check. And everybody knows where they're at in their ascension. They truly do. But their ego tries to tell them that they're not good enough. You haven't mastered, it's not about mastering anything. It's about freaking surrendering to them and let them run the freaking show. It's very hard for a lot of us to do who are independent. To submit. Because I had to submit when I was a kid to my brothers, to the bullies, to the people in the neighborhood, the guys in the neighborhood, stuff like that, because I was so freaking tiny, right? And I've always been strong. No, I'm not submit ever. I'm going to be the best I can be, and no one's going to be able to touch me. Well, guess what? Been there, done that. So this transformation for me has been surrendering and teaching flow and having people understand that you can only stop yourself so much with your ego before they pick you up and take you into transformation. Boom, all of a sudden. And that's true. That's true. So as we go through this time, I'm telling you, quick, playing off my nose, Spirit, damn. A mental checklist. You'll watch something on YouTube and you go, okay, I already know that. I already know that. This doesn't look interesting because that's kind of boring. I already know that. I know this. And then one video will pop up and you'll be like, oh, that's kind of cool. What is that about? And it might be for that day. So you like the video. And you go, wow, I really got that. Yeah, it's them. It's them. Taking you through that transformation. Let them do that. Let them do that. And this brings me to this. In the past 3 weeks, again, this 3-week period, right? It's all in the month of frickin' March. And nothing ever happens in March for me. It's always May. End of April, beginning of May, because of Taurus. I've had 2 different instances in the past 3 weeks where I'm watching YouTube Reels. Just watching stuff, right? 3 minute, 2 minute, 4 minute, whatever the hell it is, right? And I'm watching a video, and all of a sudden this person, that video goes away. This person's on my iPad. She reads cards, and I didn't even click on it. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, this is effing. What the hell is this? Because it's exactly where I'm at in my journey. This is freaking cool as hell. You know, this is wow. And I was filled with spirit, just filled with this energy of this is coming true. Because sometimes we doubt when they tell you certain things, or they lead you in certain things. You have dreams about certain things again and again and again. Or you come to select somebody like myself who says, you know what, in the next 2 years, you're going to be blah, 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 blah. Right? And people do that all the time. They call me 6 months in. Bill, you're not going to believe this stuff. You told me last time, blah, 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 and it all happened already. Really? Yeah. Again, that tells you you're on your ascension big time. They're catching you up. Okay? So I was good for 10 days or so. Then last Sunday, it happened again. With a different woman this time. And I'm going to share this with you. Spirit just would go for it. Because I was like, okay, right now. You know about, if you've watched the program for a while, that I talk about ancient money all the time. Right? Don't worry about it. Ancient money's coming for all of us. Ancient money's coming for all of us. So when you hear the word ticket, buy the damn ticket. Or whatever, right? This video of this woman doing tarot cards, talking about ancient money. Out of freaking nowhere. And I believe that video was like 4 years ago. Maybe, no, yeah, probably 2021, 2022. Yeah. Because I had a past life regression, I think it was, with Lori Lipton. And she talked about all this cool stuff that just, that just resonated in my body. I couldn't believe it, but I resonated in my body. And it was all about, we all put ancient money away for now. Okay? That we are these human beings just infused with our spiritual sense. And it's starting to come right to the surface now. Kind of like oil. When they hit oil for the first time in the United States, right? Crude oil. It kind of oozes out. That's what happens with us, right? As the energy shifts and we get into this ascension of pure white light, all of that spiritual energy, that sense, that knowing comes to the surface by bubbling into our bodies. And all of a sudden we're going, okay, so what is that? And what is that right there? And what is that right there? And what is that right there? Because I know what those are, and I have no idea why I know. They unlock you, Spirit says. They unlock you to rise with that energy in your body, and you blossom into these people that you never thought you'd be. I never thought I'd be this guy. Ever. Ever. From being the third dimensional shoe guy who knew everything about feet and shoes to this, took 11 years, but I thought I could do it sooner. Why? My ego. Ego. Yeah. See? And that's happened to me in the less than 3 weeks. Okay? This woman's talking about all of these things that match what Lori Lipton said to me 3 or 4 years ago. Boom. Do I remember all of it? I do now because she talked about it. That's what I'm saying about allowing them to bring you messages on YouTube. They will. I don't know how many amazing meditations they've brought me. How many just the affirmations video from Dr. Joe Dispenza, I think his name is. I do that almost every day. And within, 10 minutes of the 20, I'm in 5D and I'm flying. It's amazing. And I'm not that guy. But guess what? I realized that my sub-ego, I call it, was sabotaging me. Bill, don't do 2 meditations in the same day. Bill, just do 1. Well, now I understand. Because I did 2 in the same day, back to back, and I was in frickin' 5D for 9.5 hours. Then I crashed. Yeah. See? So that sub-ego that is there caught me last week. I was working on self-worth with Brenda Tringali at the Indigo Doors. She's the quantum healer, and we got done speaking, talking, blah 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 blah, talking about self-worth and things like that. And then she had to go to the bathroom. She ran downstairs, go to the bathroom, and all I heard in my mind was, "You're just going to tell all the secrets, huh?" I went, "What?" And my heart squeezed. So she walked in there. I said, "So interesting. How about you were gone? My sub-ego was talking about telling all the secrets." She goes, "Yeah, we were going to talk about that." Like, really? She goes, "Uh-huh. Yours is extremely strong, Bill. It's extremely strong. It is part of your ego that subverts. It's like a black snake," she says. And it just perpetuates and it hides until you speak out of turn to make you feel bad emotionally. Now that blew my freaking mind, because I've always talked about that our brain, ego, and our heart are connected. I believe it's because of that. We all have a sub-ego that is slithering around inside, right? To sabotage us at the moment's notice. And I found it interesting because I had never caught it before. I've had it before, but I never caught it. Right place, right time, right? They show us everything as it's supposed to happen. They show us everything that we either need to work on or that is a black dot. And I've talked about black dots before. We all have black dots inside of our body. Not dots, like a pen dot. Like you gotta fill in the circle for yes or no. Okay? We have those all over our body, mostly in our chest, to show us what's left of our stuff. Now, do we work on those things? We can. Is it going to be detrimental to our future? No. But it allows us to see how little we have left in there. It normally has to do with the future. It has to do with our transformation. It has to do with our ascension. So it has everything to do with self-worth, where we believe we deserve it. We deserve it. Now, when you call out to spirit to bring you some money and you want $1 million, do you believe you deserve it or not? Many people say, "Well, Bill, of course I do. Of course I do." Well, you're not getting it because sub-ego's in there, right? I have people that I talk to that say, "Yeah, Bill, I get it, yeah." And I've had employees like that too in the past in retail who cannot commit to the level of excellence that I had in my shoe stores. No way, bar's way high, right? Because we all wanted to make money, and that's the key. In this situation, it is they're saying things yes, they're agreeing yes. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do this. I can do that. I can do that. I can do this, like that, right? But they get a third of the way in to healing themselves. And guess what? Off the rail. Because they're not paying attention to what their heart says. Ego is saying, "I think we're good. I think you don't have to meditate at all anymore. You're good. Been there, done that." Sabotage. I call it sub-ego. Sub-ego. When you're right on the precipice of greatness, when you're right on the precipice of beating one more thing, it snakes up and talks to you. Like it's your ego, or your mom, or your grandma, or your aunt, or your big sister, or your brother, or whoever else is the one who you forgave, but didn't really go away. Because you heard it all the time in your house, growing up. Still there. But as soon as you recognize it, it goes away. It's called out. The light's gone on it, right? Well, it can't survive in the light. So all of us are going through this awakening, going through this process of understanding more and more about our souls and our journey and what we're supposed to do. Why? Because they show it to us. Right place, right time. Can you work on? Yeah, you can, but like Spirit told me weeks ago, right? Bill, your determination is not going to make it happen any faster. Great meme. Your determination, my determination of wanting to get through it by taking classes, by taking this, by taking that. It's all good if you want to occupy your time, but you're just supposed to chill. Let them drive the bus. Hang out. Just hang out. But I got to do, no, you don't. You got to do something for 12,000 years or more. Go to work, do your thing. Guess what? Got kids? Okay, cool. Mom is the most important person in the world. Then my kids, then my partner. Dad, again, me, my kids, my partner. Yeah. Because that's the way it's going to roll out, everybody. It's going to. And I would rather all of us take the time. Again, I started this back in way 3D, right? I mean, way 3D. And talk about struggles. It was like WTF every freaking day at this table. Talking out loud to Spirit. Only the real words were being used. I'm like, what? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. Bill, relax, chill, hang out, chill. I can't relax. I got to do something. Bill, you don't. And until about a year and a half ago, it made sense. But once Lee was gone, once they asked him to leave, everything that was behind me pushed me forward. Because I was too damn stubborn in my third dimensional self to eliminate the problem because of fear. So they did it for me. As they will for all of us, right? Something comes out of your mouth, you go, and it was about the situation, right? Well, then I guess you're going to have to move out then. That's the way it is. The agreement was you do this and I do this. Okay. No agreement, but okay. Well, you're going to have to find yourself someplace to live. And it happened 28 days later. Not even. 22 days later. Yeah. And the healing started to begin. And of that third dimensional Bill, who was always struggled with telling people to go. To go. To go. To go. Empowering? Yes. Scary? Oh my God. At 64 years old? Oh my God. I was like, what the hell am I doing? Huh? You're freeing yourself from the bondage from past lives, Bill. I've never said that to myself at all or anybody else. It's true. Setting myself free from the bondage of drama, of not being treated properly, of not being loved, of not being secure, right? And a lot of us feel like that sometimes. Some of us feel like it all the time since we were kids. See? So when it comes to a head, and they actually, out of your mouth, I was thinking, what the hell did I just do? Holy sheesh. I don't think I can do that. And he tried for 3 weeks to get me to let him stay at the house as he was taking things to his apartment. Happy, very kind, wonderful, lovely person, which he truly is. But no. Spirit would say, don't say anything. As he was leaving the house, right? Again, I got Daisy December 28th. He left January 28th. Coincidence? I don't think so. See? So that's how it happens when it's time. But you have to allow it to happen. You will say something out of your mouth because you're supposed to say it out of your mouth. Yeah. See? Right place, right time. Make sense? Okay. Cool. So, readings are $85 until the end of the month for 30 minutes. Memberships, guys, this membership group is freaking amazing. 15 minutes to an hour and a half every month. Billhobart.com. 10% off all of them, and you get an extra month free. All right? You pay for 12 months, and you get 13 months for free. Check them out. You may need them in the future. Very possibly. Okay? I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel in about 45 minutes because I got to go do something with the dog. She got to go to the doctor for a minute. She needs some more ear stuff. And so if you go over to YouTube sometime soon and like the video, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And also like the video, leave a little emoji or whatever there so that we can, so they can get some traction and maybe go around the world. Also, it is on Spirit. It's at the Spirit Channel TV. That started. All of these started airing 2 weeks ago. So the Spirit Channel TV.com, I believe it is. And these are all on there. For, you can just check them out. And I think I've got 11 or 12, 13 on there now. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So namaste, everybody. You know how I feel about everything, everybody, right? We're in this together, right? We're in this together. And I'm always around, okay? Don't ever think you're by yourself. Don't ever think you're by yourself because you're not, okay? We have a collective around us, and it's all there to love us and take care of us and protect us, okay? So I'll see you next Thursday. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. See you.